So I recently got this 3D printer, and just like everything else I get that is not traditional, in the sense that for this price range that I got this 3D printer for, you'll expect to be getting stuff more like a CR10 or Ender 3 style type of 3D printer. And I bought it for 120. That was the sell price. Right now, the person that I bought it from moved that price back to its normal price, which is 160, and I see that other sellers on eBay have it at 220 plus, which is just insane for this. I do not recommend this at 160. I definitely wouldn't recommend it at 200 plus. And if you're a beginner, please do not get this. Reason why I say that is you want a 3D printer that has a large community. So if you have a problem with it, you'll most likely meet someone else that had that problem and dealt with it. I can promise you that the people that own this 3D printer are very small, relatively speaking, to a CR10 or Ender 3 or any cubic style printers. So, yeah, look away, look into another printer. But I bought it because I like tinkering with stuff, and the style of it kind of got my attention, even though I don't like these folded sheets of metal type frames. I like extruded aluminum slotted frames, just because they're easier to add components to them. I mean, adding components to this would involve drilling it. And in case you're wondering, yes, it is steel. It's not aluminum. So, one of the biggest complaints I have with this, and I have never had this issue with any printer before, is the hot end. I have never had, well, not the hot end, the extruder, but the extruder is part of the hot end. So you call it what you want. So I have never struggled putting filament into a 3D printer as much as I did with this machine. So I already untightened the screws because I really want to show you what I mean by this. Okay. So, yeah, as you can see, very old school hot end. So, let me get the fan out of the way. Okay, there we go. So, hopefully you can see. Let me get closer. That there is no guide for the filament. So when you try to push it in, since it's normally in a roll, it will try to go out this way or that way, but there is nothing guiding it downwards. So for me, I got so tired of having to deal with, God man, the fan is making. So I got so tired of having to deal with trying to get it into the little hole there that I just had to take the entire assembly apart and push it in manually. So yeah, that's also something a new person may struggle with. Apart from that, I really do not like the interface. It's somewhat similar to the original CR10, except again, let me show you. For example, when you go into motion, look at how many things you have to go through just to get through something. If it was me, I would have preferred a more simplified interface. I get that this, again, if you're not a beginner, this would be good because you want more control over what you do. Also, I doubt that you'll be able to capture it, but yes, the screen did come a bit cracked there. So that's already showing issues with the quality. Another thing that I don't understand is, so it came with a manual, and on the manual you can see max extruder temperature 240, but when you look at it here, the max temperature it would show is 250. So why would it say 250 instead of 240? Not a big deal, but a bit strange. Same goes with the max temperature for the hot bed, the heat bed. It's different than what the manual says and what this says. I will say the filament sample that it came with, it's not that bad of a quality sample. The diameter of it is very consistent, and if you see here, this is the test print. If you look at previous videos of this machine from other YouTubers, that they usually find, it's here when you first open the machine. The sticker is here in case you want to see what the sticker says. So it's funny that it's past quality checks when the piece itself is warped. Let me put it down. You probably won't be able to see it, but this edge right here, it's not touching the build plate, it's actually going up. This is the second sample that shows you, I guess, the capabilities of it. I printed this one myself with the included filament. As you can see, the quality is not the best. I honestly expected a bit better. It comes with replacement sheets of painter's tape. They come to the exact size of the bed, which it has two of them. I find that interesting because they don't use that on the bed itself when you first open it. They use traditional painter's tape and they just overlap it. I don't get why you would make custom sized painter's tape sheets and not use them yourself, but hey, I'm not going to question a factory. They always do weird stuff here and there. So apart from that, I do like, the one thing that I really like is the LED strip that comes with built in. I know it's a gimmick and you can add that quite easily to any printer, but I like the fact that it comes included in this. I wish that they would have picked the strip that was waterproof, because the one that they picked is not waterproof. It doesn't have that gel coating on top or silicone layer, whatever it is that's transparent. I would have preferred that, even though I'm doubtful that this will get water on the top. You never know, especially with kids. So that would have been a preference. It does come with this USB, well, not USB, SD card. So one thing that, apart from the light, that I also like is that it comes with a filament holder. I actually like that. I like the fact that it included a filament holder, that style, that isn't connected to the frame itself. But what it doesn't come with is a scraper. And again, if you're new to 3D printing, most likely you're not going to have one of these. So it sucks that they didn't include one. So apart from little manual that you get, with all the wonderful warnings. And check accessories that it comes with. Also, the ejection pin. I don't know if that's the same as the little pin that they include on other 3D printers to put into the nozzle. But yeah, this is pretty much useless if you're actually going to use it as that, because it's too thick to put it in. I guess you can put it on the top down, but then that I don't find that helpful at all. So apart from that, it also comes with this. It pretty much tells you how to take it out of the box. I doubt that anyone would struggle with that, but you never know. Here's the back. As for what I plan to do with it, I definitely want to see if I can find a replacement extruder hot end assembly for this. Maybe try dual extrusion. It's still a brand new thing. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use this current system that I have for a bit more. Auto bed leveling, I do want that because I gotten kind of used to it with my other machine, so it sucks that now I have a machine that doesn't have that. I'm also going to get rid of the stupid blue tape on the hot heat bed, because I prefer glass. That's what I use on my other printers, except the Anycubic. That one I'm trying one of those magnetic build plates, the ones that you just go and the piece pops out. But on my CR10, I use the glass plate, and I quite like that. The only other 3D printer that I used tape for is because I really have no other solution for that apart from getting a custom machine bed for it, because it's one of those 3D printers that uses a plastic bed, but the thing is, no matter what you print, it doesn't stick to it. So painter's tape was a good in between that I found. But yeah, overall it seems to print okay, not exceptional. Definitely wouldn't expect that. For the price, I don't recommend it. For the features it has, it doesn't really have that many. The design isn't user friendly, but overall it works. It does work. If it didn't work, I wouldn't be making this video at all, and I would probably have this package back and the shipper would be refunding me. So if you're looking for a machine to tinker with, go for it. Get it. Definitely not at 200. Definitely not at 60. Try negotiating. But if you do find it on sale, sure, it's a fun machine to tinker with. You're definitely going to have your skills in CAD to design parts for it, because as far as I know, I haven't really seen people do parts for this on Thingiverse from what I've been able to find. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. I hope this gave you... Oh, before I go, I also like to add something that really bothered me. So, one issue with using painter's tape on this is the fact that... Let me see if I can show you. So, you're going to have that little height difference. It will show in prints of where the screws are. So usually one way that you can take care of that is by having a glass bed or a magnetic build plate, because it will flatten it out. But using tape, it won't have that ability and it will be able to show. But back to what I was saying, thank you for watching. I hope it gave you some insight into what you can expect if you are buying this printer for who knows what reason. But yeah, keep an eye on the channel. There's always stuff coming.